But I think he put on a tremendous performance, and obviously, you know, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better, you know.
So what did you see from the outside that he might?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, like I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that. He could have touched on, but again, he's in there, you know. So he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not, so you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on well, he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently, going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he wanted him to do better, but, you know, this is boxing.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But, yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said,
Madison Square Garden had that rare electricity, the kind that tells you something important is about to unfold. From the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't just two fighters trading shots. It was a high-stakes mental duel, a thinking man's fight led with real danger.
And he won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
He stopped on this fight.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man.
What stood out the most for Shakur right now?
Say it again?
What stood out the most for Shakur? Huh? What stood out the most for Shakur tonight versus Teofimo?
Wait, what you said?
What stood out the most?
Oh, boy. I already knew he was going to box his out. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work, you know?
Like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently, going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he won.
Stevenson set the tone early with ice-cold precision. That right jab from the southpaw stance wasn't just a punch. It was a measuring stick. He used it to map distance, lure Teofimo forward, then vanish at angles, leaving Lopez swinging at shadows and slowly building frustration.
And no!
Right on the thumb.
You know how we feeling, Tio?
Word. Yeah, man. Grateful, man. Grateful. Grateful to be here with all you guys. Thank you guys for showing love. Appreciate y'all, man.
What's that?
Hey, you always got my back. I love you.
Next, what'd you think of this fight? What's your reaction of it?
Man, let me tell you, Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, you know, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
Man, he better leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance?
He did what he had to do, man. You know, there's always room for improvement. You know, I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man. You know, you also got to trust what he's seeing in there. You know, we're on the outside, you know.
Hey guys, Connor, what was that about right there? What was Shakur saying to you in there?
If he wants it, he can get it next.
Right.
Ultimately, I ain't scared or worried about him.
Well, what did you think? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, no, it was a great performance. He performed really well. But ultimately, I ain't worried.
But Teofimo wasn't there to be a test dummy. He answered with sudden explosions, switching tempo without warning. 1 second calm, the next firing fast combinations, then sliding out at awkward angles that forced Shakur to pause, even if only for a heartbeat.
That performance from Shakur tonight just
made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12. He could do 40 rounds, Shakur.
Now we got the main event with Shakur, and I knew that was gonna happen. Everybody keep talking all that rah to me. I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Amazing fight. Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell
Those moments mattered. They reminded everyone this wasn't a walkthrough. It was a battle of minds and instincts. As the fight settled into the middle rounds, Stevenson turned up the complexity, sneaking clean shots into the body after freezing Lopez upstairs. Teofimo fired back with sharp counters and surprise pressure, sending waves through the crowd. Still, there were stretches where Shakur looked almost impossible to touch.
Disappointment that you didn't stop him because you said even during the fight you wanted to stop him.
No, it's no disappointment. It's boxing at the end of the day. I seen him go out there, and when I was about to stop him, he started fighting back a little bit. So, respect to him. He's a sharp fighter. He got a lot of knowledge, and he did what he did to survive.
And that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit. It wasn't about heart. It was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight. So.
What you think about, obviously, Teo's eye? He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
He won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur too dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion.
He flowed across the canvas, pivoting, tagging Lopez with clean work. Then suddenly, the script flipped. Teofimo backed him toward the ropes, unloading heavy hooks and making it feel like the momentum was tilting live in front of us. Both fighters had those blink-and-you-miss-it shifts, the kind where opinions change mid-round and narratives get rewritten on the fly. When the championship rounds arrived, it became willpower versus accuracy. Stevenson stayed calm, choosing moments carefully. Lopez dug deep, pushing forward with intent, refusing to let control slip away. Neither man faded. Neither cracked.
We could take risks, could do more and whatnot, and as the fight went on, it seemed like it just got better, We was hoping that the pace would, kind of kick in with him and slow him down, but I think it did to a point, but I think, his overall performance, he did well, Like I said, we give a lot of respect to him. He's a formidable opponent, and Shakur just stayed with the game plan and just outscored him. We want to get ahead on the score.
Instead, they kept adapting, thinking, reacting, firing, until the final bell hit like a collective exhale. When it ended, both stood there exhausted, faces marked, fully aware they'd delivered something that wouldn't stop being argued anytime soon. Some fans swore they'd witnessed technical brilliance. Others believed sheer ambition nearly shattered the structure. But everyone agreed on one thing. This was bigger than a result. It was a clash of styles, minds, and futures. Then Terence Crawford weighed in, calm, precise, analytical. And when Bud speaks, it's never noise. It's diagnosis.
Do you think you was really going to beat him up that way?
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level, and I proved it tonight. And shout out to you, bro. You're a hell of a fighter. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you went there and did what you were supposed to do. You dig deep and you did.
Crawford praised how Stevenson controlled space early, and it showed. Those opening rounds looked like a masterclass in range control while Teofimo tried to fast-forward to the final boss. But Bud also highlighted Lopez's adjustments, how he began timing Shakur's exits and slipping counters into tiny windows. That's when the fight shifted from lesson to duel. He also pointed out the body shots from both men, noting how underrated they were in slowing the pace and raising the danger level. You could see it. Both fighters dipped just enough for the stakes to climb.
How he performed tonight. Marvelous. Only thing I didn't like, that he was standing on the ropes too long.
Now, when I saw him on the ropes, I thought he was downloading what Zepeda was doing. It seemed like he was slipping punches and not really taking shots. What did you think?
He was, but at the same time, he was getting hit with little shots that he shouldn't have been getting hit with. And it looked good to the judges, especially keeping somebody on the ropes and, hitting them with the little shots, pressuring them, it just...
Then came that veteran perspective only Crawford can deliver. He said neither man fought scared. They fought intelligently, just in different dialects. Stevenson spoke in calculations. Lopez spoke in momentum. He loved Shakur's discipline late, the kind champions rely on when pressure peaks. But he also warned how dangerous Teofimo's athletic unpredictability is at this level. Bud summed it up perfectly. Elite boxing isn't about flashy moments. It's about constant adjustment stacked on constant adjustment. Every round felt like a system upgrade. He didn't name a winner. He simply said both men proved they belong at the very top. That's a Crawford conclusion. No hype, just respect for problem solving at the highest speed.
Prove a point tonight. which he did, but do you think that's a mistake? Should he continue to fight this way? It's more exciting, but he didn't have to take as much punishment by his own words.
He didn't have to, but a lot of that, you got to give credit to he wasn't letting them do what he wanted in there. He wasn't letting him just box his way through the fight, so, he had to stand there and fight him at times.
Max Kellerman sounded like someone who'd just watched a dissertation defended with fists. And when Max turns poetic, the fight mattered. He framed it perfectly. Calculation versus chaos. Stevenson solving problems in real time, while Lopez tried to tear the whole equation apart. Max praised Shakur's efficiency, every step, every punch serving a purpose, quietly stealing time, space, and confidence. You could hear the admiration in his voice, but he also labeled Teofimo the wild card, the disruption that kept breaking logic with sudden athletic surges.
Especially when they're not champion anymore, because something went wrong, right, for them to lose their title, and move up and beat that guy. And Teofimo's done. He's a special guy. He's able to be his best when he needs to be his best. When the lights are brightest, he is at his best. And it's been this way throughout his career. And even in the one loss to Kambosos, he had a condition that could have killed him. He kept himself up off the canvas. He rallies late, scores a knockdown, just loses a close...
Kellerman dove into the mental warfare, saying this was one of those rare bouts where both fighters were winning and losing simultaneously. Stevenson controlled the geography. Lopez controlled emotional spikes. He loved the late-round tension, pointing out how both men were recalculating on the fly, like chess players realizing the board itself is burning. He emphasized the body attacks as the hidden storyline reshaping the fight's rhythm, a detail many missed. Then Max dropped a classic closer. This fight didn't give answers. It asked better questions. What happens when elite fundamentals collide repeatedly with elite volatility? He didn't crown a champion. He crowned the matchup. A fight that felt like literature, layered and unfinished, demanding a sequel.
But he has a ton of options. He has a Lomachenko rematch. He could do a Kambosos rematch just to do it, right? You could put him with Haney, because Haney's moving up. He's the undisputed. Who's your favorite? I have to think about it. Devin Haney.
We're going to put you on the spot, huh?
Devin, who would I favor? Who do I think would be favored in that fight?
Haney or Lopez, yeah.
That's a great...
Eddie Hearn followed with promoter instincts fully activated. He called it both a technical and commercial triumph, elite skill paired with elite spectacle. Eddie praised Stevenson's calm control, saying that kind of precision builds long-term dominance. Distance management, punch selection, making the ring feel smaller without wild volume. That's championship currency. But then he flipped to Lopez, calling him pure box office energy. Every time Teofimo exploded, the building came alive. That's what casual fans crave.
He's just so good, honestly, and it was a very exciting performance. I mean, he threw a lot of punches. When you're up that close, like I'm sitting there, Shakur's there, when you watch him in the corner, I always say to fighters, eyes wide open, like as in just to see everything, and he sees everything. He's so good, and he's amazing to watch. I felt very privileged to be able to watch that.
Hearn joked that this is a promoter's dream dilemma. One fighter delivers moments, the other delivers legacy, and together, they deliver rematches. He broke down the mental tug-of-war, saying Teofimo tried to force moments while Shakur tried to erase them, a perfect snapshot of their styles colliding. Then Eddie went full future mode, saying one fight just wrote multiple posters, rematches, trilogies, crossover super fights. He refused to name a winner. Instead, he said the sport won, the fans won, and boxing gained a rivalry that sells itself. From Eddie Hearn, that's the ultimate praise. You didn't just win a fight, you built a franchise. That's how you know a fight mattered. Drop your take below. Who really controlled it? Who made the loudest statement? And what happens if they run it back? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.